Hey guys, welcome back to Persia Red Space, and this is our weekly guidance for August 30th up to, if I'm not mistaken, September 6th. So, yeah, I was called to use a Sacred Rebel Oracle deck, and as you can see in front of you, this is it. And y'all know me, when I am done picking our cards and stuff, um, I will switch the camera to me, and yeah. See, I have some small hands, so doing it like this is a little bit harder. As y'all can see, I got my tea. It's actually pretty early in the morning, and I'm a tea girl, not a coffee girl. I've never been a coffee person. Coffee makes me sleepy. So, what do we know? What do we need to know about the week of August 30th to September 6th? What do we need to keep in mind? What is the guidance that is going to be given to us? What do we as a collective just need to be aware of, need to keep in mind? Let us know what is going on here in our world, especially since there is a new moon this week. I mean, not a new moon, it's a full moon this week. Sorry about that. It's a full moon this week. Yes, so y'all know me. I spread the cards out like so. Get this underway. Let's see what card calls. Already. That is our card. Get this out the way. Okay. Y'all ready for the card? Y'all ready for me to flip it? Let me sip my tea first. This is elderberry tea with echinacea, and it has manuka honey in it and a little bit of agave. It is my immune system booster every morning. Okay, so y'all ready to see it? Sorry, that's my dog. So we got Release the Dark Wound, Let Love Live, card 25. Oh, hey now, that sounds like a word. Sorry. That sounds like a whole word. And depicted on this card, you see a fish going back into waters and hands freely giving it. The 2 is the starting of, a journey. It's like you've already started, but you're still in the beginning. 5 is like kind of, it's not stagnant, but it's like you're in a space of reflection and you're trying to figure things out. But because it's water, it's time for you to release, to continue going upon your journey. But I'm going to get more into this. I'm going to get more into all of this once I flip the camera. Wait for it. All right, y'all. So again, we have 25, and it is Release the Dark Wound, Let Love Live. And like I was saying earlier, 2 is like you started your journey, but you're still in the beginning of it. While the 5 represents being like not stagnant, or being like in the middle, just at that point of thought, at that point of, making sure that, everything is going in the way you want it to be. And of course, you see a fish is being released into the water. There's a lot of water, and it's like giving hands. When, dealing with wounds, it deals with emotions. We know that water deals with emotions. And it's hard to release things that, truly bother us. So we, tend to feel stuck. We tend to kind of fight a little bit. And I feel like what this card is really, really, really saying to us is that we have these, they say dark wounds, right? And with everything going on right now, I feel like I can kind of understand why these dark wounds are present. We need to remember that just because we are in this dark space or with everything going on, that we cannot become stagnant. We cannot let these wounds fester to a point where we stop ourselves from moving forward. Does that make sense? Things are always going to happen, and it is going to be traumatic, and it is going to be emotional, and it is going to make us stop, and it is going to make us pause. But in this world that we live in, time waits for no one. If you're not still consistently healing yourself and consistently moving continuously, things will pass us by. It may not seem important to us now, but when it truly counts, we'll be like, damn, I should have did it then, but I was just so caught up. We need to remember that these ideas that we have, these pushes that the universe gives us, these signs that spirit gives us, we can't just, ignore them. These pushes are for a reason. These hints, these ideas are giving us a place to put our creative juices, which feminine energy deals with creativity. It deals with, the journey itself. Sorry guys, let me fix this a little bit. Okay. It deals with the journey itself, and not the end. It doesn't deal with the result. It deals with the journey that we're on. And right now, some of us are like, okay, I have this idea that I want to do this, this, and this, right? And before you've even taken the proper steps, you've basically told yourself, I don't think I'm good enough to do this. This is a wonderful idea. I can get down with it, but I'm not good enough. Or I don't have the backing. Or and mind you, you haven't even gone to look for the backing. You haven't even, tested anything to try and figure out, can you do it or not? You've just already written yourself off. You can't do that. That's not how business works. That's not how ideas work. It's not how anything works. Some of us have basically, if you're a songwriter, you've already compared it to what's popping out on the radio right now. And we all know things on the radio, the way it pops changes. You can't compare your stuff to someone else's. That's like comparing Cardi B to Danny Lay or Ariana Grande to Halsey. There are so many different people out here. That's comparing Beyonce to Rihanna. It's so many people with different types of music that end up popping. So you can't write off your music that is not going to be popping just because the song that's popping right now don't sound like yours. Just like you can't write yourself off because the idea you have in your head now for this niche, this industry, this area isn't what's being seen right now. Maybe that's what the industry needs. Maybe that idea is what's needed to get things popping. Fuck it, whatever. To get shit popping. You know what I'm saying? You cannot write yourself off at this time. You cannot write off your ideas. You cannot write off the book you've thought about making because the books that are selling right now are talking about something else. Someone needs to hear your journey. Someone needs to know about your recipes. Someone needs to know an alternative way to heal. Someone needs to read that book. So why are you putting yourself to the wayside because you feel like nobody wants to hear it? Or you feel like it's not what's popping right now? It's not always about that. It's about people trailblazing. This is how people trailblaze, by believing in themselves and getting rid of that dark wound. That wound, the wound that tells you, oh, you can't do this because it's not what's popping, it's not what's lit, it's not what's out. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to do what's out. But do you want to be like everybody else, or you want to be like you? And even if your idea slightly mimics or is familiar to some other type of idea, it's still you. The thing about being a unique individual is that your ideas, your stuff is made with your own magic. It's made with your own attitude. It's made with your own energy. Unless you just one of those people that likes to mimic other people's energy, names, everything like that, and just act like it's yours, but it's really not. Sips tea. But no, on some for real stuff. Stop, taking yourself out the game before you even get in the game. You playing football, but you ain't trying to get in the game. But you wanna be seen. But you scared to put yourself in the game. Why? Because you saw somebody else make a better kick. You saw somebody else run how many yards. You saw somebody else receive that pass and run it down the field. Who said you can't do that? You. No one else but you. You're standing in your own way. You're letting your emotions, negative emotions, low vibrational emotions, take you out of the game before you can even play. How does that work, Sway? You can't do that. I know it sounds easy to do as far as, basically telling yourself you can't do something and then just being like dismissive of it. No. Y'all really need to tap into y'all strength this week. Tap into your emotional strength, your positive emotional strength. Release that fear that is keeping you from going forward. Release that angst and anxiety that is keeping you from going forward. Like, how you going to know how strong and powerful you are if you're always stopping yourself? We know you're strong and powerful at stopping yourself, but are you strong and powerful at moving forward? That is a good question. Can you answer it? And I know it may seem like, oh, this is going to be hard. Nothing worth it is ever easy, but it doesn't have to be super hard. Also take this time this week. Sorry, I had honey on my finger. Also take this time this week to really sit and write down your goals. Write down your ideas and start writing down little things that you can do to start it. I'm not saying, okay, I want to write a song. I need to look for the producer in the AR. No. You want to write a song? What beats? What bass? What theme? What you want to talk about? Who would you want to be on the remix? Think of stuff like that before you go pushing all the way. Not to say that you can't. That's more of a long-term goal. What are your short-term goals with the song that you're going to make? You want to start a new business? What do you want to sell? How do you want to sell it? You want it to be custom? Is it organic? Is it aromatherapy? Is it crystals? Where are you getting your crystals from? Is it a service? Do you want to do massage? Do you want to do Reiki? What kind of massage do you want to do? Do you want to do it every day? Do you want to set it on different times? Like, you have options of where and how you can do what you want to do. Don't be like, okay, so what store am I going to work in? You haven't even picked what you want to do yet. Are you certified in it yet? Did you take the class yet? If you did take the class, have you been practicing? It's like some of us need to slow down and stop thinking too far ahead, which makes us kind of get discouraged to even start the project or finish the project. Because some of us have started and haven't finished because we feel like we're supposed to be in a certain place, we're supposed to be somewhere, and we're not in that place. It's not always going to work like that. You have to give yourself time. That's where that 5 comes in. You got to give yourself time. You got to look, reevaluate, revamp, do what you got to do, rewrite, write down more, and, make sure that what you want is within grasp. Make sure that what you want is actually what you want and not just something that you're looking at. Does this make sense? Like, your idea is the fish, but your dark wound is also the fish. Your idea is the fish because you need to let your idea live. Right now, you're basically not letting anything live. This is the week to let your ideas live, let them flow, let them be, and stop speaking anything negative over it or yourself. Because you're speaking a spell over yourself every time you say something negative about your ideas, about your work, about whatever it is you're trying to do, about your relationship. You want to talk to this guy, but you're already like, well, this, and this. I know this isn't going to work because da, 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 da. And some of us do this as a self-sabotage or because we're afraid. Some of us do this because we actually know that it's not going to work. Like some of us seers and psychics, we're just like, nah, it's not going to work. We already know it's not going to work. I'm not going to have ancestors plucking me in the forehead for not paying attention and not taking the signs. So it's okay if you're like one of those people. But for the people that self-sabotage, that just, it's too, because you've been hurt so much you don't give people a chance, that's your dark wound. You need to let yourself flow in the present and not always look at the future of what's going to fail, of what's going to be bad. Anything can fail. Anything. But you can't sit there and think about that. You can't stay stagnant in that. You can't be at 5 in that, because that's what the 5 is for. You're still in the beginning. That's your 2. Now, the wound that you need to release, give it to the water and release it back to nature. Ground that energy, like send it back. Send that energy back to nature. That's not for you. That's not what you want to keep with you. You see how freeing these hands look? They're just like, fuck it. Here, fuck it. Take it. Give it back. Yes. Give back that negativity. Release it. Release that fear, that anxiety, that stress about you not being able to make it before you even try. Or you not even be able to make it because something may not have gone the way you wanted it to. Nothing is ever going to go 100% the way you want, because the universe conspires to give you the things that you need to get the way you need to get it, not the way we ask for it all the time. But you got to be confident in yourself. You got to release that negative energy. Because if you keep on putting that negative energy out there, the universe is going to give you what you're basically giving it. The energy of that negativity that you're giving it is what the universe is going to give you. So put more positivity in what you're doing and in your step, in your ideas. Let your ideas live. Let your love live. Be on a love vibration with all your ideas because they're yours. Love them. Use them. Nurture them, birth them, raise them in love. Love is a universal vibration. Love is basically what the universe vibrates on and listens to the most. Where do you think these business people did? What do you think these athletes did? They loved what they did. They gave it that energy. Now it's time for you to do it. But first you got to release that anxiety, that fear, that stress, that whatever is holding you back. This might mean you might need to take a spiritual bath. This might mean you might need to go down to the waters and place your hands in it. This might mean you need to write down all of this negativity on water dissolving paper. Put some um, put some water in a cup and drop it in there. And when it dissolves, pour it out at a crossroads away from your house, away from you. Might mean you just need to drink a whole bunch more water and flush your system out because you haven't been drinking enough to balance out that 70% of water that you're made of. Whatever it takes is what you need to do. This is your life. This is your future. This is your dream. This is your idea. This is your baby. This is your love. You have to give it a chance. You have to. I mean, you don't have to. But if you want differences, you want to make a difference and see a difference, you're going to do that. Whether you want to or not. And that's some real stuff. I hope that this video gave you some clarity for this week. You know, it's going to help guide you to what you need to do and how this affects you and everything that's going on. Thank you for chilling with me and sipping your tea, because I definitely was sipping my tea. Now, I do want to say a disclaimer. I probably should have said it in the beginning, but I'll say it now. Please remember, this video is informational and it's entertainment. It is not for you to go out and do everything that I say. It's more of a guidance. It is not saying that I have just dictated your movements for the week of August 30th to September 6th. No, that is not what I've done. I'm giving you guidance. All the decisions are still yours. And because this is a general collective weekly guidance, this may not pertain to you if you didn't resonate with it. You might actually be on your P's and Q's, crossing your T's, dotting your I's already. That's great. You might have just needed a little reminder. That's great. Take what resonates and leave the rest. That's what readings do. That's what readers are. In many situations, energies can change. And a lot of it depends on you. It depends on your personal decisions that are not easily swayed. Like, you have to use your own common sense and stuff like this. You know what you're doing and what you're not doing. So don't feel obligated to do what I just said if you feel like it doesn't resonate with you. If it resonates with you, you put your spin on it and you work on yourself. You release that dark wound. You release that fish back into the water, and you live in love. You live in the present. You believe in yourself, and you push. Okay. I'm not going to get too, deep on your asses, because y'all already know. You already know. But it was great sitting here with y'all. This morning tea is hitting. It's a little bit chilly this morning. Got my little scarf blanket shawl thingy on. I'm about to get the rest of my day started. I am so happy that I was able to do this with y'all. Y'all came to chill with me again. Get excited. It was great to talk to y'all, and I can't wait to see y'all on the next video. Y'all have a great day, afternoon, evening, night, whatever it is for y'all. And I will see you on the next video.